Hi everyone, welcome to this program that I've been developing with my colleague, Associate Professor David Geelan and Dr. Hubbardin from your university. It's a program we're looking at trying to help develop your writing and your research so you can get published. This all started when I came in 2019 to visit the university and your conference. And after talking with Hubbardin and your dean, we decided this is something that might be helpful. Now, as we're recording this, the world is in the throes of the coronavirus epidemic, and we're not sure how things might develop over time, but nevertheless, we're making some videos, we're providing some resources, and we hope you can work through them to help you develop your academic writing. So in this first short video, what I'm going to be doing is some introductions, then I'll briefly go over the program, and then I'll talk about writing groups. Associated with this video is a workbook, and some of those things are fleshed out in more detail there, and hopefully you'll have a chance to work through them with some colleagues at the university. If you need any support, the person to see is, of course, Hubbardin. So this is me. I am the director of the Griffith Institute for Educational Research, but more relevant here, I've been the editor-in-chief of the Mathematics Education Research Journal for a few years now. And in that role as the editor-in-chief, I've seen a lot of publications come through and gained a lot of insights about what we're looking for with articles and manuscripts that people want to have published in our journal. Now, in our journal, we reject about 75% of the papers that come, so they need to be fairly well polished. And this is fairly normal for a lot of the high-end international journals, but there's a whole range of places you can publish. Personally, I've published over 120 papers or books or book chapters, and just recently we've had another book published by Routledge on school middle leadership. So I've done quite a bit of writing myself. Having said that, I'd have to say that when I started, I really wasn't a fan of writing. When I went through my undergraduate degree, I chose as many subjects I could which had an exam and didn't have to do any writing. So it's something I've learned to do over the years. And I hope some of these things we've learned will be able to pass on to you. The other person involved is Associate Professor David Geelan. David is the Deputy Head of School in the Griffith School of Education. He is a physics education lecturer and also does chemistry education and science in general. He's the editor-in-chief of the Science Education Journal. And so between us we cover mathematics and sciences, and he also has over 100 publications, including 2 books. So we've been working together on this, developing the videos and the workbook to go with it, and hopefully coming to visit you sometime to work face-to-face to get your publications out and into the journals. So the program we've designed, and again, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out over time, but we've planned 12 sessions. The program is really designed so you can prepare a manuscript ready for submission. What we think you'll need to do is work in supportive peer groups with colleagues at your university, and we think this is appropriate for doctoral and master's students and for staff employed at the university. These groups will be organised by Dr. Hubbardin, and I'm not sure if he's already done that, but I know he's well underway. Also, we'll be developing these videos. There'll be 12 of them. This is the first one. And we're also developing a little workbook to go with it. And so there'll be things for you to work on individually and in your small groups together. The videos will be available on YouTube or something like that, so if you want to see them again, you can. The plan at this stage is to have an intensive face-to-face program in August before the conference. We're not sure if that's going to happen given the current travel restrictions, but at this stage it's the plan. David and I are also presenting keynotes at that conference, but if we can't travel, we'll probably try and record something and send it over, or do it through Zoom or Skype or some other way if we can. Just have to wait and see. Now here are the topics we're going to cover over the 12 sessions. The first one is an introduction, which is this one. And in particular, I want to talk about working in small groups together. The next one is developing a research and publication plan. And we think this is really important as you're trying to map out your future into developing your academic career and what and where you're going to publish and what research you're going to do and who you're going to research with. That's another video. The third topic will be what to write, and hopefully we're going to show how that comes from your research. And then the fourth one is where to publish. The fifth one then is to connect with the journal. Now all of those first five are really introductory things. We haven't actually started working on your manuscript yet, just in a general sense of how to develop your research and your publication program so you know what you want to write and where you want to send it. Then when we get to the second part, the first thing we do is write an abstract. And we'll structure the abstract so it is clear and says what you're going to do. And then from there, we'll use that abstract to structure up the article. And then we'll take a few moments just to talk about some good writing habits, how you can get some writing done even though you're busy with teaching and a range of other things. And then the next few sessions go through the parts of a manuscript, the literature review, the methodology, methods and findings, and then the discussion of the findings and the conclusions and recommendations. The last thing we look at is the title, introduction and references, and you might be surprised we do that last, but we think once you've got the article, it's easy to then to go back and write the introduction and find a title that really makes it stand out. Now obviously you have a title at the start, but that might change as you go along. So they're the 12 topics we're going to cover. We've got some of them developed already and we'll be sending them through as we make them and as we go. Now the workshop in Malang, let's hope this is going to happen. We're coming to Malang just before the 17th of August and we'll be working with you at that time. These will be in face-to-face small group or larger group sessions where the focus will be more on refining your submission and working about how do you deal with the reviews when they come back. Hopefully we'll try and bring at least one person who can help with editing some of your work, but certainly one of the things that'll be a challenge for your school and your department is to try and find some support with the English language and editing and language support for writing your articles. So at this stage, that's the plan. Now the last thing I wanted to talk about in this introductory thing is developing some writing groups. What will happen as part of this program is you'll be put into study groups. Now your study group might be your writing group, or you might have a bigger study group of up to 20 or 30 people even. But within that, I want you to break up into groups of 4 or 6 peers, or 5, who work collaboratively on your writing. So this group will be a group of key colleagues who you'll meet with regularly, and you'll share your writing with each other. You'll read each other's writing and you will give feedback on each other's writing. You'll support one another and you'll help each other develop good papers. In my experience, this is one of the best ways to get papers done. You feel a sense of accountability to have to provide something to each other, and then you give each other feedback. Now when you give that feedback, you're not giving feedback like you're marking a student assignment. You're helping them to understand what you have read in the article or abstract or part of the text and how you understood it, and help them understand how it comes across to a reader. Because often what you mean when you write something is not what people see when they read it. So this is really important, and I hope you can have a writing group that works together right through the whole program. And in fact, I would hope you can keep working together after the program is finished. It's something I've done for many years, and it's a way of increasing your publications, getting support and feedback, and really increasing the quantity and quality of the work you do. There's a lot more detail about that and some activities for you to do in the workbook, including a couple of blogs I've referenced that are on the web that are easy for you to find. So that's the introduction to the program. I hope you're excited and interested to be involved. I hope you're ready to get your publications going and get your work out there. You've got some great ideas. I know I came to the conference in 2019 and saw many of your presentations, and the ideas you have need to be shared more broadly, and that's what publication's about. There's my contact details if you need them, and also David's contact details. If in doubt, send us an email. We consider ourselves part of the department and part of your group at the university, and we're looking forward to catching up. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. All the best.